nigger. Nigger.
No, you've already said nigger.
D is just like nigger. Saying nigger.
She's calling you a nigger. It's like this
boy that he's a nigger, but starts calling them niggers. Word nigger. There should be a word like nigger, especially the word nigger. That's our nigger. About niggers. He says nigger. Guy, a nigger. And then our niggers start saying nigger. Allowed to use the word nigger. Out the word nigger. See nigger. Word nigger. Say nigger, and he couldn't say nigger. And most nigger.
Room TV. I am Remy Please. I'm with Lighthouse, Corey Mo, Boo Boy.
Yep.
P and HD. But yeah, we back. It's another episode of Overtime. This is Overtime 71. Please make sure y'all follow us on Instagram, Twitter. Please get involved with Twitter. We're gonna have some back and forths, maybe some spaces in the near future. But Twitter, Facebook, TikTok, everything in between. But yeah, this is a hot topic. We didn't really get into it directly after it happened, but it seems to me that I mean, a lot of these clips that we just, that you heard with the hard R and the N word is coming from Joe Rogan. A lot of them are from years past. I think, they coming after him just because like his whole vaccine and all that COVID stance and the back-to-back, reputable doctors that he had on the show like this. I mean, of course they had this in they arsenal to hit him with this shit back then. And I'm not no Joe Rogan apologist whatsoever, but the timing of this shit is very fishy. So yeah, what y'all gotta say about that?
He should have put the H at the end. Nigga,
like E-Bomb's World.
Yeah. Can you let the nigga a pencil?
Let the nigga a pencil. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, yeah, he dead ass wrong for saying the shit. And the way they made the clip makes it look like it's out of context. He's like repeating what other people say, but still, you gotta know your environment, your surrounding. You gotta know your celebrity and all that shit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so they got you. I mean, you laid it out there for them to get you. So yeah,
pretty much. I mean, I feel the same, pretty much the same. Like he has, like I haven't even heard him say like anything about him saying that until they just mentioned it. Mm-hmm. Only thing I've heard of him saying lately is talking about the jab and just having different doctors on the show who dropping facts and and basically it's going against. So of course got to be repercussion.
Yeah, and it's weird because like people around him probably knew too, and they didn't like check him on that because like he got he's a celebrity, so he got like black celebrity friends or even like his white celebrity friends. Like if y'all not saying nothing up until then, y'all kind of enabling the shit because now instead of shit like 15, 20 different scenarios. So either way, like somebody wasn't checking him, and I guess that's the issue. But I don't know. Like this is like one of those topics where you can like peel this shit layer by layer. But I don't know. It's like, are they trying to group him in with like, racism and people that are anti-vaccine? You know what I'm saying? Like, are they labeling him as like those far right extremists? You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, I think the timing of it, I think that's the most key situation right now. I would never co-sign him saying that, nigga, like I would never co-sign that.
Right.
But I think overall the bigger picture of the whole situation is it's like he got a large platform. He brought people on his show that pretty much experts who were going against the mainstream ideas or whatever. So he had to get punished. It's like, all right, you're going against the grain too much. You have too much large of a platform to be putting this type of information out there. So I think at this time to use him saying the N-word, which is like the biggest cardinal sin as far as language in America, pretty much for the most part, when it's not said about pretty much if it's said about white people, and so I think the fact that he did that now that they're kind of weaponizing racism and weaponizing the N word in order to, almost like sick black people onto Joe Rogan, right? You know what I'm saying? And then through sicking black people onto Joe Rogan, then you have the white people with white guilt, or AKA white liberals, who feel like it's their job also to follow suit because they're not going to go against black people when black people are upset. So I feel like that's pretty much what's happening. You have white people who don't like what other white people do, and they're using black people to, pretty much manipulate the situation, or they're manipulating the situation through black people. So that's what I think is the biggest play at hand. But overall, now I wouldn't co-sign Joe Rogan saying that shit, regardless. But yeah, that's pretty much what I think it is.
Yeah, man. And I think it's just so happened like he had those two doctors like back to back. It's like one doctor was probably like the most, they say he was like the most published doctor, with medical articles and all that shit. Mm-hmm. So and it's because like pretty much nobody's like sticking their neck out as far as like the whole, their stance on this shit as far as like the medical side of this shit. So it's pretty much all one thought. And then the moment like, and it's not like some bullshit doctor like, trying to get his, Twitterized or whatever. Like this guy's like the most published doctor in his field. And then you got the other guy that came on weeks after, and he's the creator of the mRNA treatment. So like he has like this background, and he's like that's saying like I don't know, like Ronald McDonald can't make a cheeseburger. So like this motherfucker is, and he got these two back to back, and then boom, this comes. So like they had this shit in their holster, and they just waited for this.
So now, as a white person, if you get labeled with racism or racist, that's pretty much dismisses anything that you say. So even if you do say something that's logical, if you get hit with that racist stroke, you're pretty much, that's like the finishing move in Mortal Kombat and shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like, nigga, there's no coming back from that for the most part. So that's what I think that's why I pretty much think this shit is,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's just funny how, and you could see it like if you just like read like the headlines, you could see like they're trying to line him with, it says right here, January 6th. Like that's like their go-to, the insurrection jump. So he's on the same lines of this because he used that word out of context, and he's an anti, you know what I'm saying? He's checking all the boxes. So they're trying to line up with that. But I'm not, once again, I'm not, I'm not his apologist. Like people should have checked him. He should have checked himself. But blase, but still, you know what I'm saying? It's just fishy how this all came about.
Yeah, and even on top of that, Joe Rogan older, like he an older guy. He know better than that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, because I feel like even some of these, I think some like some of these younger white kids who may have grown up on hip hop, some of them might even. I'm not saying that they even some of them even know not to say that shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? So he came from an era before like all that black culture shit was. I mean, actually, I can't even say that. I mean, it's not what it is now. You know what I'm saying? As far as the influence, right. But he came up in the era where I'm sure. It wasn't black people were, right next door to him. Because I've seen times where there's the white dudes who grew up around mostly black people, and they black friends will let them say, nigga. I've seen that shit before. You know what I'm saying? So it happens, But yeah, I don't know. But either way, I think this is once again the emotions of black people are being manipulated to push someone else's agenda.
And all right, so that's what I kind of want to get to, right? So like, because I seen somebody on Twitter said, the N word in itself is a psyop. It's a psychological operation. So when I seen that, John, I was like, yeah. But is Joe Rogan participating in that psyop? Or, I mean, all of us are participating in that psyop? You can pretty much
mean as far as what you mean, like is Joe Rogan, this whole situation with Joe Rogan, you saying this is like some some shit that was premeditated, or you saying just us even just saying like what's up my nigga type shit, like that's a psyop?
Like
if we offended by it, if it ruins our day when we hear somebody say it, we participating in it.
Yeah. No. Yes, but and no.
I don't know. With me, it's not even the word itself. That's I don't like the word itself doesn't hurt me. It's the fact that that it's like you trying to play me. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like, why would you even say that if you even know I could take that offense?
Right. The intent.
You know what I'm saying? It's like I feel like that's the point. You know, it's not the word, it's more the principle. It's like you know what I'm saying? It's like that kind of shit.
Yeah, so yeah, that's what I want to get into, like really like the whole psychological part of it, because it's kind of it's weird. Like it's not like any other word that we use freely.
In a point being is like, you know, because people, you know, of other races will say that shit in front of you just to see what you're gonna do or try to test you, just to try to test you. You know what I'm saying? And like I've even seen that shit in sports. You know, you don't think those white people that be saying that shit to the athletes when they be walking by, be like, nigger, you like they're trying to get a reaction. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you know, the power of that word.
Like, that shit firsthand, like playing teams like Poolsville, Damascus, and shit like that. They'll let that shit fly just to get under your skin. And the fact that there's a word out there to automatically get under your skin, that's like some fucked up psychological shit. You know what I'm saying? Like even the fact that there's a word out there, you know, that fits that bill like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I don't know. That's what I don't know. These past like few days, weeks, that's what I've been thinking about.
But all right, this is a good topic.
It's a weird dynamic, yeah.
But is it the words itself, or is it the power that we give words? You know what I'm saying? Because like we know slang changes all the time. You know, right now you could tell us like right now, I don't know, a fucking laptop might be a disrespectful term to call a nigga. You know what I'm saying? And then somebody might want to kill you. You're like, nah, I heard laptop is the most disrespectful shit you can say to a nigga. And somebody will kill you just because somebody told you that's the most disrespectful thing you can say to somebody. Or you know,
boy, I mean, that's my boy. Or a police officer can pull you over, you know, tonight and be like, you know what I mean, what y'all boys doing out here? You know what I'm saying? It could have, you could say the same word and mean two different things with two different, you know, undertones.
And it's,
but who's at fault? Is it the person who says it, or is it how you receive it? You know what I'm saying?
Or is it the person that use it freely? Like if I'm saying, you know, if I'm saying it, all right, rap music, you saying nigga all the time. So it's like putting like a shiny red button in front of somebody and then saying, don't touch this shit. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, that's exactly what it is, though.
Yeah.
A perfect example you was talking about was that Kendrick Lamar show. Remember when they brought the white girl on stage?
Right.
And then everybody in the stadium rapping the joint. And then she said,
even though she's not supposed to say it, but it's like, what you expect her to do in that situation?
Everybody in the room saying it. They basically brought her to come on stage and rap along. Then she say the joints, you know what I'm saying? So it's almost like you kind of enticed her to do the shit for real, you know?
Yeah.
And then she probably drunk, just going with the flow of shit.
Yeah, you know, still not condoning it, but I understand. But I understand. I get
it's
it.
Like it's weird. It's weird that the psychology that we play on this shit is weird. So
is it? So who's more at fault? Is it the person who uses it, or are you the one at fault for giving power to it? Who's more at fault?
I think if you're willing to use it, you can't be that emotional when somebody else
respond to it in the way that they want. Yeah, exactly. That's the truth.
And I didn't always think like this. I'm turning the corner on this shit.
But that's the whole purpose of respecting shit. You know what I'm saying? You can't be disrespecting people and then, you know, whatever response comes, that's what comes. That's why you respect people, because you don't know. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, you know.
This is, but like I think like some of the pretext for like some of the phrases that he was, I mean not phrases, like the lines they was using in that video when you're saying, oh, and he said nigger and blah 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 blah. He was like, you know, he was using it in like a story or shit like that. So it's like he's trying to understand, because like if you stand back and if you was like a alien not from this planet and you came here and you looked at the shit and like, oh, these people can say this word, but these people can't say this word. It's weird. It's weird.
All right, I mean, even like I put it this term, let's say even universal outside the N-word. Let's just even from a man of all races, call somebody a bitch.
Okay.
All races, all men. You know what I'm saying? That's like a word you don't call any man, right? So like even that, like, you know, where did that come from? You know, who started that? Who gave that power? Because a lot of niggas have died over that shit, over that word. You know what I'm saying? So
right. And then you call somebody's mother or whatever, yeah. Yes, this shit is, you know what I mean? I think this conversation need to be had.
And it's
You know what I
crazy,
mean?
like when you think of the word bitch, right? It means female dog. So it's like, oh, she's a female dog. Like when you say she's a female dog, you just like, what the fuck. But then you say she's a bitch. She's like, oh, I'm gonna stab you. Like it's
Yeah,
crazy.
yeah. Mhm.
It's crazy.
But like, yeah, so words absolutely have power, and it evokes a reaction out of people, and just like
sometimes words don't though, because sometimes like you said, sometimes people try to provoke you, and by thinking they're gonna get under your skin, and shit don't even work. It'd be like, you know what I'm saying? It's like
yeah,
you don't
but
even have no
sometimes
emotional response.
it do work though. So like, all right, so like if if the word had like a negative connotation to begin with, right, and it came from like an evil, past, and we sitting up here, and if you believe, words and phrases are like spells, aren't we participating in that?
Yeah, you be calling each other niggas every day.
Nigga. So if I'm calling you a fucked up word constantly, you know what I'm saying?
But what is it?
What is the emotion behind it, or the intention behind the word? Right? Is that really the power? But then if we go back to intention, then that means that Joe Rogan wasn't really saying nothing racist. If we go back to the term of intention behind the word, because like I said, I can say nigga to y'all in the positive way and negative way. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And it all depends on the intention behind it. So it's like, what separates that? I'm just putting the question out there. It's not that I'm just trying to see what.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I just feel like I don't know, because if you subscribe to the idea that words have power, you can create spells off the shit, and we are constantly using this word, especially in rap music and shit, over beats, drums and all that shit. So you can kind of say like we're casting a spell over us, right?
Yeah.
That's
probably another way to enslave us.
Yeah, I think just even that term alone is like, if you be like, "What's up, my nigga?" Right? So it's like almost a familiarity you feel with that person when you say that, and even the word "nigga" has kind of characteristics and terms and things that you would characterize that or personify that word with, right? So it's like if you my nigga, but then all of a sudden, what if you start changing? What if you want to evolve and grow and not fit inside that box of just being my nigga? You know what I'm saying? Now, am I just going to allow you to grow, or am I going to call you a sellout, or you ain't down with the homies no more, or you fake, or you ain't real, or you know what I'm saying? It's like, is that kind of, does that create like almost a crabness in us, like where it's like, if I gotta be real, I gotta be down. You know what I'm saying? I got, it's like on some of my nigga shit. So I don't know. I felt like maybe that does create that with us. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I feel like with the word and with everything else, society has given Black people, it pretty much was given to us, and then we pretty much adapted to it instead of adapting to our own ways. Don't get me wrong, it was stripped from us or torn away from us. Somehow it was forgotten, the original way, what we knew. And we, instead of adapting or trying to get back to that, we just wanted to be accepted and wanted to adapt to what we've seen, you know what I'm saying, and what was going on around us. So I feel like just like society, oh, I want to be a factory worker, or I want to drive that truck, just like the word nigga, like now, oh, you used to be that, but now we evolved, so now, fuck it, you my nigga, you know what I'm saying? I look at it in that aspect. So I don't really get offended when, me personally, I don't get offended when a white anybody say this shit. I really try to tell myself not to say this shit as often. You know what I'm saying? But it's like you said, it's like it's programmed in it. I do think the word is a negative word. I do. I think we say it now so we can have some, because we're trying to get out of a hole, a barrel.
Say again. You said kinship,
ownership, or something like that. Yeah,
pretty much it. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, if y'all gonna do it now, we're gonna stamp it. You know what I'm saying? It's just like with Pac with Thug Life. You gonna call me a thug? All right, I'm gonna be a thug. You know what I'm saying? And whether you like it or you don't like it, if you and I are in the elevator and there's 7 white people and we look in our head, at some point we saying, "Oh, my nigga," like, you know what I'm saying? It's my nigga. You know what I'm saying? Regardless of the past or whatever the conversation, and the other ones in the elevator are saying nigga, but we ain't tripping off of that. We just tripping off, oh, I got my nigga. You know what I'm saying? If that makes any sense. But
yeah, man. So it's
they definitely claiming that word, and that's not that's something like you said was given to us, so, and then we put so much weight into that.
I just feel like, how, because if you saying like you like somebody that's in control of your own emotions, you know what I'm saying? Like that's the part of, how you say, help me out.
What, your makeup?
If you in control of your, like, if nobody has like control over you and control over your emotions, right? That's part of
being stoic.
Yeah, or whatever. So like this word right here has so much like trigger, power over people. So like, why even give that, to somebody else? You know what I'm saying?
I mean, you shouldn't.
I felt like you kind of hit it on the head when you were talking about the psychological warfare behind it. Yeah, man. Especially like coming out of slavery with that, still had to be a way to kind of just put. It's just like how they show slavery movies now. It's 2022 and shit, just to put you back in like those conditions and that mindset, that mind frame. It's like one of those. Like the trigger is that.
It almost like it bring you right back to the whips and chains and shit. You know what I'm saying? It's like, nigga, and then it's like, it's like your body and the memories. It's like it just brings you right back there. You know what I'm saying? It's like it brings you back to all the oppression and all the negative thoughts. And then you start thinking about, the dogs and water hoses that was getting sprayed on us. It's like your remembering back just goes right there every time you hear about a white person say nigga. Like,
right.
So,
but
that's all conditioning. That's all conditioning.
Exactly. But when it's a different context. When we say it to each other, or just like Boo Boy was saying, we recognize another one of us anywhere. You know what I'm saying? We can relate just off the color of our skin and how they put us in that. You know what I'm saying? That context. It's crazy though.
And I'm not saying that if that's excusable or to use it. You know what I'm saying? I just feel like, damn. We've been in the borough for so long, you know what I'm saying?
I feel like
it's adapting to our conditions, you know what I'm saying?
I feel like
and it's unfortunate. It's unfortunate.
If you a person of another race or whatever that does try to use that, it just makes you look weak. It's really a weakness now. Like even
it's
to think on that level, to think on that level, to call somebody that and to know the history of it and still try to use that shit now, it's like. It makes you look weak, honestly, if you do that.
But how many people know the history of it, though?
I mean, to me, sometimes
because that's part of Psyop. I think that's like the bigger Psyop.
What? Just the
history of it,
and that's the history of it is why I be like, I don't be tripping, but it's like, chill out.
That's what I'm saying. I don't think the word, like, I don't really care, you know what I'm saying? But it's just the fact that it's like somebody's spitting at your shoe, not on your shoe, but actually, you know what I'm saying? Like, but not, you know what I mean? I feel like that's like, nigga,
because the whole time they were using that,
like,
was the great.
It's like, why even say it? Because like, it's like if the expectation is for me to flip out on you, why even say it? You know what I'm saying? It's like no point.
I feel like they do know some of the history though, man, because they recognize just like degrading they recognize it's not a word of like I said, unless we use it in a context of something, because it's a term of endearment with us for real, because we all endure the same pain and everything else from the history of the fucking word.
I mean,
That's
I don't really agree.
Like,
I don't agree with that. That it's a term of endearment. I think it can be, but we use it
in
a negative way too. We definitely
that's
use
what I'm saying. Like,
just
whatever
about 50-50,
context.
probably sometimes even more than negative way sometimes.
More.
You know, but yeah, it can be used as a term of endearment. Yeah, I do.
Yeah. I feel exactly.
Yeah,
whatever the context. Right. It's a different context for it.
Mm-hmm. Let me put that post up I sent you.
Okay, sir. Explain this, my brother.
I had actually seen that like a few days ago or whatever, and I'll be saving stuff that I might think about later, and lo and behold, we having this conversation, and y'all somebody go ahead and read that out loud. Somebody go ahead and read that out.
Nobody in the world can insult me because it is in my hands. If I accept the insult, it is okay. If I don't accept it, you have to carry it to your home. Nobody can humiliate me. Humiliation needs my acceptance.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with that. Yeah. I mean,
beautiful way of looking at things.
And I think that how I put it, it's like I put it like this: say you like tripped and fell, and you don't give a fuck. You like, oh, I'm a human being. I tripped and fell, but everybody around you like, nigga, you tripped and fell. Nigga, you tripped. You don't give a fuck, nigga. Like it's like everybody else, right? You tripped and fell, nigga. Like it's like that kind of shit. Like it's like even if you don't give a fuck, that's not gonna stop them. You know what I'm saying? A motherfucker who tries to, I mean, pretty much what the internet is, just niggas making a day out of some shit that happened
trolling.
to you. Yeah, just trolling. That's pretty much what it is, though. Like, but that takes that's strength in you, because sometimes you might not care, but just because niggas is trolling you, you feel like you gotta respond. You know what I'm saying? So
even if you don't respond, when you step away, you're gonna be like,
you gonna feel
feel that little. Should I say something?
But like that's what I'm saying. You chose not to give your energy to that shit. That's really like the whole, you know what I'm saying, the whole thing. So they don't
that's
win
the point.
But if words have energies, vibrations, and all that shit, and you calling somebody, you know what I'm saying, nigga all the time, they're like, there's something have to, something comes from that.
Yeah.
Whether we,
all right, I got a theory.
Subscribe to it or not.
What do y'all think?
That's like hearing COVID all the time, right? We heard COVID how many times in the past 2 years? It's like, oh yeah, this is they beating us over the head with the shit. So if you beating somebody in the head over, like, because the word means like what, like dumb, ape, all that type, the hard stuff. You know what I'm saying? So if you're saying this shit all the time, whether you mean it to be endearing or not, you still hitting somebody over the head with this shit. And then you making it okay for other motherfuckers to think of you in that light.
I agree.
Yeah, you're right.
That's real.
So, especially that last part.
But this is what I kind of want to get into this, because like when he said it's a psyop, I was like, do he even really know what he's talking about? Because I think he's like saying, oh, it's a psyop and trying to make people fight. But it's a psyop in itself because like
fuck.
Yeah, because the whole origin of the word means all right, black or this is black. Black is Indo-European origins through the word black, which means pale, wan, colorless, or albino. You know what I'm saying? We talk about this shit all the time in this podcast, which is up is down. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Front, back. Black was incorporated into the Old French as blanc, Italian, and Spanish as blanco, bianca, bianco, bianchi. In Old English, black meant fair, someone devoid of color, similar to the word blanc, like albino people.
Yeah.
Damn, I had this other jump. All right, let me pull this shit up. Give me a second.
All right, so what do you think? Like, all right, how about this, right? Let's say that let's just even say the whole word is like, this might just be complete bullshit. Like, and this is what I mean, like how the term started, like, right? So let's say like, we would call Negroes at some time, right? Negro means black, we're darker people, we in America, right? But white people from the South probably could say Negro, you know what I'm saying? Maybe because they had a different dialect. So they probably say nigga. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So remember, the white people from the
be
South were
some.
always deemed as racist, right? So that means that what if they just couldn't just say that? Because like remember, like it kind of started from like the people in the mountains, and then it kind of like evolved down and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah, but even like,
well, they just couldn't say nigga. Like I mean, Negro, they would say nigga, and then it was like, yeah, those racist motherfuckers be calling us niggas all the time, and it was they was really just saying black. You know what I'm saying? They just couldn't pronounce it. You know, you never know.
You could say Negro comes from necro, and necro means dead.
Damn.
What's the joint come from? Because I always thought nigga came from
Niger.
Yeah, the Niger River or whatever. So
the country, or
black, necro, all that. We like to look at like root words and etymology and all that stuff like that. Yeah.
And even before then, it was Niger, which means basically black royalty. It was like the black Hebrews. They said it was like a sound. It was like nang, some shit. It's crazy ass sound, but that's exactly what it means, and that's where it all stemmed from. And them trying to say it like how you were saying.
But they was even saying that.
Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense.
But even the names of these countries in Africa, like they weren't. That wasn't the original names of those countries.
Right.
Those are European settler names.
Even Africa itself.
Even the name Africa itself is it comes from Europe. You know what I'm saying? So it's like even from that perspective, it's like colonization.
Yep, they done stole everything.
The word Niger in English, Niger actually meant king to the Igbo people. Antithetical to that, Nigeria meant queen. Similar theoretical origins of Niger are that's what you saying, boy. Was Kundalini, serpent of Nubia, Tamar, ancient Egypt, and Hinduism, Buddhism, Negus.
Niggas. These are my niggas.
That's that word that's the word they made that boys spell in the spelling bee. Niggas.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
right.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Also, like people say it has that troglodyte background. Troglodyte. There you go. Thank you. Cave or den dweller, similar to Europeans. These chimps are very hairy with eumelanin, protective fur, and pale filament skin, similar to Europeans. Troglodyte also means a person who is viewed as being deliberately ignorant. You know what I'm saying? Or old-fashioned, similar to Europeans who were thousands of years behind the rest of the world. You know, we brought them out the Dark Ages. Yep. Why do I keep emphasizing the Europeans? Okay, but yeah,
that word sounds a lot worse than nigga.
Yeah.
What troglodyte?
Yeah, I swear I don't know what I was watching listening to. I heard somebody get called a troglodyte. I was like, God damn.
Okay,
so watching a foundation or some shit.
The intention though. So if people calling somebody troglodyte and then they try to marry that word with Nigger, you know what I'm saying? So
if somebody called you a troglodyte, I don't think you're gonna feel insulted. You're gonna be like, what the fuck does that mean? You're gonna
look it up and then I'm
gonna feel
even more
insulted. What I'm saying, but you ain't gonna feel the insult till like a few hours later and shit.
You'll be like,
I know
it ain't gonna hit in the moment.
That's
gonna hurt more.
But this nigga insulted me and I didn't know.
Right.
Like troglodyte, I know what that means.
But the same, I don't know. So if it has like that negative, All
right. So what if somebody insults you in a different language and you have no idea what the fuck they just said?
I mean, a lot of the shit we say is in different language.
Can you feel that energy though? But I'm just saying, like, if you met somebody from a completely different country and I don't know, any fucking country, and you don't know what the hell they saying, and they may have cursed you out and you had no idea. Because you don't know what they're saying. Does that mean, does the energy behind the word exist now if you don't know?
If he's saying it to somebody and they look at you, you gonna be like, shit.
Yeah, you kind of know sometimes. I remember I was in Mexico and I was sitting at the bar at one of these, resorts, and Obama said,
curly haired fuck.
What did he say? Help me out, Corey. What's like some Spanish like? God damn.
Dio de Mediga.
What?
This nigga Phil be traveling.
Hey,
Dio de Mediga.
I'm gonna bring it up later, but he definitely said something, and I knew what it meant, and I was like, "What?" He was like, "Oh." He tried to walk off real fast. It was a dude that worked at a resort.
Oh, he's talking shit.
He's talking shit. He was talking to shit to like another. You know what I'm saying?
Fuck. What's this shit? This is
Start with an M.
Yeah, muñeca. No, not that one. It's something specific they call black folks.
Machachi.
Damn, that's only in Mexico, I think.
Yep.
Fuck. Mayate.
Mayate. There you go. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
There you go.
Hold on. So what?
That's
insulting.
Yeah. I mean, like, you know,
It's like nigga.
Just black ass person. Yeah.
Wait, say that again.
Mayate.
Mm-hmm.
But you go to fucking what is it, Grape Street, whatever the hell that is in California, they calling each other Mayate and shit.
Yeah.
So
It's like niggas just gotta be insulting. You know?
Right. But that's like the big thing. Like it's
maybe that's
like,
the thing though.
Yeah, you see how that shit translates.
Like the fucking line.
Yeah, that's wild.
You're always getting fucking worked over.
Mm-hmm.
Like how does a name that started out being described to, you know, Europeans in clay and caves fucking get twisted to us, and now we are so triggered on the word. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That shit was meant for them.
It
got
holds
twisted,
so much value.
got called us, and now today we get triggered because of that word.
mm-hmm.
Real talk. That shit's all psychological too.
I wonder if people of other race do let's say, do white people get offended when you call them like their racial slur? Do you think they really actually get offended? Like they be mad, like ready to fight if you was to say call them?
That's the whole shit that I've because I listen to Joe Rogan, like, you know.
Yeah, I used to.
I listened to him. So like when he was saying like these type things, I was like, oh, he's like fucked up for saying this shit. But I understood like where he was coming from. It's like there's no other word in society that has that type of weight. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. And that's why it's being weaponized.
Yeah.
In multiple ways. Everybody's a pawn.
You gotta ask why.
Everybody's a pawn, you know.
Yeah, they're gonna be using that shit here.
The person using it and the person, you know what I'm saying, receiving it. It's like everybody's being used.
I think it's different though for white people though. Like I think for black people, if a white person, any white person, it don't matter, they say the N-word, it's an issue. But like if a black person, if you up north or whatever, you call a white person honky or cracker or whatever they don't give a fuck. But now if you down south, there might be some fighting words, and then you know what I'm saying they might feel the same way that we would feel if they was calling us the N-word, you know, because they know where we coming from with that. But if if you're going up north, they're like, I'm from Connecticut, bro. I don't know what you're talking about. I'm not a honky. Or, you know what I'm saying?
But like even like, you know, Irish American, Italian Americans, like there's like
what, you
know, or even like this is the biggest psyop. Like how you know this past year they passed like the Asian hate bill and all that shit. Like
my kids got mad at me for that.
So easily about
why they get mad at you.
Hey kids, I was looking at them because you know this that K-pop shit, you know, like what's the BTS?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
So that hit at the same time. So I'm like, yeah. So like, you know, and then I told them about the story about the young 15-year-old girl who was shot in a store in California by the Asian woman because when she was trying to pay for her orange juice, she just was. I can't even say mistaken for, you know, shoplifting because she wasn't. She was really hitting it up. So no, that just was ignorance, and that was a race call. That was racist. That was racist what that woman did. And then I tried to explain to them like, there's no Asian hate. Maybe it's some things going on and people are just being ignorant, but Hell, that happens to everybody, but they're not being killed because of that. They may get made fun of. Oh, you're smart. Shit, call me smart. I'd rather be called smart than fucking a nigga.
So swiftly.
Say that again.
How does something like an Asian hate, bill or act get passed so swiftly compared to
somebody getting beat up?
There has to be a permanent lower class, so that shit ain't gonna work out for us.
Yeah, like nobody
there has to be a permanent lower class. That's how capitalism works.
The Constitution was not written like no matter how much people talk about the 13th and 14th, like it wasn't written for us. I mean, it is, but it's meant not for us to grow and to be equal.
Exactly. It is. It's just we don't hold that shit accountable, bro. I'm telling you.
I mean, I think that we can. I think we have the power to do it. But I put it like this: I feel like the system and the games that's being played. Every single person in America is susceptible to falling into the bullshit. But I feel like we like the front line niggas to get fucked over first before everybody else. But everybody in America is susceptible to the bullshit. Because there has to be a permanent lower class. There has to be. Somebody has to be at the bottom.
Why did they circle us and be like, all right, yeah, we gonna fuck with these motherfuckers the most?
A quick question.
I mean, the same reason why they call us black and they call themselves white. There has to be a red versus the blue, a black versus the white.
Black mean white though.
But I mean, either way, it doesn't matter because it's still two words that are opposites. You know what I'm saying? It's like it still gives off that it's like one of two ends of the same spectrum.
They know the true power.
It has to be a permanent lower class.
It has to be.
So that's why everything on TV is always about black people, all this other shit, all the music industry, the fucking, the prison system, the promotion of gangs, all this is to put black men in jail, to take them out their households, to leave the children alone with their mothers, to brainwash them instead of the man being the purveyor of information and truth to his family. It becomes the television. And then you can control the children through the women.
Listen,
that's they take us out. This is all on purpose.
From the year 1700 to about 14th century, we were dominant. Not just dominant, but like you read earlier, we brought them out of the dark ages. Correct? They were behind. And even today, you know what I'm saying? And it's I don't even like to say the word hate, but real is real. And I don't even like to waste my time even to try to explain that to some people because they get so offended as if you're attacking their morals. And I'm like, no, but it's just like, it is what it is. They know what can be if we were that strong to do that and run for 700 years. 700 years. Okay, if you do the math from 1400 to now, how many years is that?
1400.
I was a mathematician. Don't ask me.
1400 to now, so that's like 600. 600, almost 700.
I wasn't prepared to do math. My bad.
So my bad. So that tells you we still have the longest. We were still in power for the longest ever. The Chinese had it for about 400 years. The others had it for 700. And now look what the shit is happening now. It's a fucking pandemic. Like, so they know what it is and they know we can't get back to that because if it do, then that means money, the economic system changes. Yep. That means the pollution and all of that. First of all, we run off nature. Like, we don't even need to put on fucking lotion. We could just put some oil on and throw that shit in the pot and stir it up and eat it. You know what I'm saying? Like, melanin right now is selling for bread. And under that is gold. So that just
like technology, like cell phones and all that stuff.
And so that just, I don't mean to jump the gun, but it's just, they know what's up. And right now, like you said, this is right. That's why I wanted to punch you in your chest.
Yeah, I don't want to, like, you know what I mean? Like, it feel like a lot of like, because we always say conspiracies are connected, but it feels like a lot while like research always circle back to like human origin and birthrights and all that type stuff. If you follow me, you follow me. Naturalization and all that stuff. It circles back to that. But yeah, go ahead, boy. My fault.
It's in the bag.
It circles back. What was the last thing you said? It circles back to what?
Your birthrights and your, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like who you like your actual alternative history. You know what I'm saying? Even though we a lot of people in the conspiracy community talk about alternative news.
The alternative facts.
Alternative history.
But the thing is, alternative history.
You're right.
Nobody really knows because history is always being altered based off who's in power. So nobody really knows the truth. Like
even right now.
Like even the niggas 1,000 years ago didn't.
The burning of the books and
somebody else,
bro.
A man wrote a book. If a man wrote a book, it's a possibility it's lies in that shit. Just because a man wrote it, you know what I'm saying? So
yeah.
Right. But even so, like the pandemic, you know what I'm saying? Now everything is like unraveling.
Yeah.
DC yesterday saying you can't, you know what I mean? If the whole restaurant shit, you got a vaccine, you know what I'm saying? So
so look,
where you getting them?
To shift it real quick, because we didn't even talk about India. Was anybody? Did y'all feel like she was just, or
I never heard what she said?
Well, she forget
like
about what she said, but she was trying to get folks to she was trying to get Spotify to drop Joe Rogan and getting other people who follow her to
I want to get her exact quote though.
Podcasting on there, and you know what I'm saying. Is she wrong?
Yeah, she's wrong.
Do we do we need to stop supporting Spotify? That's what it was, Spotify, right?
I mean, so she's saying stop supporting Spotify because Joe Rogan said, nigga. Yeah, is that what she's saying?
Stop supporting Spotify because Spotify is allowing Joe Rogan to stay
But Spotify pays so many young black artists. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So when you shut down that because of one person saying a word, you shutting down. You hurting your own community.
And I don't want to give him all the energy. Like,
right?
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? That's real.
Right.
Oh, today she switched it up. She said NDRE has. Oh, hold up. Let me pull this up. She switched it up today.
Somebody probably broke it down to her. Yeah, she was like, "Oh shit,
man, shut up."
Said she left Spotify because of his treatment of artists, not Joe Rogan. But she had like a whole video where she was like,
talking about that's where the nigga quotes was coming from.
Yeah.
She that shit in front of her video or before she like made her video.
But she also put the whole misinformation in that shit though. So like when that shit first came out, I was like, which one is it? Is it racism or is it misinformation for COVID? So I was like, I feel like somebody was putting the fire up under her ass, you know what I'm saying? Because like the
COVID one dropped first though.
Yeah, so like which one is it? Is it misinformation? But how could it be misinformation when everybody gets their information from one news outlet saying, oh, COVID is this, you got to do this, XYZ. But when there's leaders in science, medical fields saying otherwise, now y'all want to silence the shit.
And I think
that don't make sense
to discredit him. Yeah, it was after him. Just like you said, his platform is like a free speech. You know what I'm saying? But he's on Spotify. You know, I know one of them control that shit.
And Spotify ain't dropping, but they took a lot of his episodes off of Spotify.
But is that that still ain't enough?
I wonder which ones. Which ones.
He's still getting a check. It don't matter.
So they was like pressed, but not really pressed because at the end of the day, is Joe Rogan versus NDRE or either way. But when she said is like, oh, I want them to take down Joe Rogan because of his use of the N-word and his misinformation on COVID. I was like, man. And then like 2 weeks after
that, I didn't know she said that shit.
And then 2 weeks after they take down all these restrictions, you ain't got to wear masks no more and shit like that. Like it don't make sense.
Yeah.
What if NDRE was just part of the? She was just a good soldier for the whole agenda. Like you know, they were and then if you look at NDRE's profile, I mean, who gonna go against NDRE? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, she got a platform. Didn't know she was that powerful.
Dang.
And hey, girl, throw COVID in there. You forgot about COVID.
Damn.
That's what didn't add up to me, because like they jumped that in like, oh, if you're anti-COVID, you're a right wing extremist, you're a January 6th insurrectionist. You know what I'm saying? They try to lump everybody into that. That's the same thing they did with like Alex Jones. Oh, he's a right wing extremist. He's affiliated with Trump. You know what I'm saying? All this shit. But meanwhile, Joe Biden is out here. There's a clip of him saying nigger. Like, you know what I'm saying? There's a clip of him saying that shit. There's a clip of him, calling people in urban cities super predators and all that type shit. You know what I'm saying?
I saw this clip where Biden was like, if you ain't black if you don't vote for me. I was like, this nigga, wow, that's the most racist shit. I was like, the most racist shit I've ever fucking heard. This nigga said, you ain't black if you don't vote for me.
Just watching
I was
him.
like, that's some racist shit right there. That's
he was
arrogant. You good? Oh, you good?
No, my bad. I was just agreeing with you, bro.
Oh, yeah.
He said one time, I think he was trying to say, I got my finger on, she had her finger on it, but he said something like, I had my finger in her. I was like he said that shit on live TV. I was like, come on, bro.
He's a dumbass.
That shit was wild.
We already have a nigger mayor. We don't need any more nigger big shot. We already have a nigger mayor. We don't need any more nigger big shot.
Like, what's the difference?
That was Joe Biden?
Between him
Who was that? Run that back to bro.
That was him?
Yeah, that was Joe Biden.
Damn.
Huh?
Yeah, the coach.
One more time.
That shit. Was that in the courtroom?
That threw me off.
Now, hold up. Wait, before you play that again.
A community town hall meeting.
Before you play that again, was he not in the middle of a case reciting or stating?
Reciting, but still, he's like, I think Joe Rogan was reciting a lot of shit too.
Well, I didn't know he was writing.
He was talking about how, like,
I see your point.
Hold on, he was doing his lawyer thing or what?
Fuck him.
We already have a nigger mayor. We don't need any more nigger big shot. We already have a nigger mayor. We don't need any more nigger big shot.
First of all, this
they're
thing
taking
is
out
all
of
the
it.
shit too.
I feel like
How
they're
you
taking out of the.
Yeah, how
he
has more hair now?
Right.
But don't they do that?
That ain't him.
Like, or like if let's say somebody say like, nigger and some fucking like, some shit that they actually have to read and be like, here's the evidence. This is what you know what I'm saying. They got to say that shit. You know what I'm saying? So. Yeah, it's like it's like them Quentin Tarantino movies and shit, Like, I mean,
you gotta represent the times and the circumstances.
You gotta be as authentic as you can, I guess, in certain situations,
You gotta get your point across. But shit, that just hit me in my chest. Shit. Man, he dropped that joint 3 times.
That mayor.
Your man Joey Crack came out there and said, "Oh, Joe Rogan is a piece of shit." For
he's a part of some type of.
I
don't know what.
Fat Joe's a piece of shit with that damn Beijing mustache.
He got to be a part of something. You saw when he was wearing them boots and shit.
Yeah, you got Joe Rogan.
Shit. Yeah.
Oh, the Kanye joint.
Oh, you talking about Fat Joe?
Yeah, Fat Joe.
You mean a part of something like what? Like some Illuminati type shit?
I don't know yet. He's starting to rise.
Yeah, I peeped that too though.
Yeah,
I noticed his name has started to pop up a lot in like a lot of different circles.
Fat Joe.
And it ain't
either way, how is it
just the verses?
Call somebody a piece of shit for using the N-word when this nigga is straight up Puerto Rican. You know what I'm saying?
I know, and says it all the time.
But I
always used to think about that shit, dog. Yo, when I was in Japan, I used to hate that shit.
Am I wrong? No, I'm for real. I thought like Corey, correct me. Like
yeah.
They are. A lot of Puerto Ricans that consider themselves black.
But
it's not even that. It's they probably more African than African Americans are, honestly.
Yeah, straight up.
As far as culture wise,
yep.
You know,
actually, I can't. Matter
of fact, I got an appointment tomorrow to go see one of them folks tomorrow. I'm getting a consult. One of them Santeria joints.
He making a good point because a lot of them drums and them like
Reggaeton.
Spanish joints. I guess I don't know what the form of music, but a lot of them drums be sounding like African drums, bro. Like they be African drums.
Even Santeria and all that stuff is like African.
That's from Africa.
Yeah.
They eat roots. We don't eat no roots.
So you know Dr. Sebi. Y'all know who Dr. Sebi is, of course, right?
Yeah.
So Dr. Sebi, he learned all of the African ways from a Spanish man.
But what if it's all one and the same though?
It
is slavery,
and that's what he's saying. Yeah. That's what he's saying.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Because they say we've been here like before the ships, like you know what I'm saying.
Well,
so y'all feel J-Lo should be using the word too?
I really don't have a problem. I really don't.
It depends on which way you talking to her. It's trying to back.
She Puerto Rican too, just like Fat Joe, and she from the Bronx.
I ain't got no issue with it. I ain't got.
I said, where y'all draw the line?
You say what?
I don't care who said this.
She basically the same shit as Fat Joe.
I just like kids saying it.
That's Jenny from the block. What y'all talking about, man? She ain't Jenny from the block for no reason, man.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, last Friday, did anybody catch that that new series that's on Showtime? I think it's Showtime I think it's Showtime. It's called Everything Will Be All White.
Mm-mm.
It's a it's a I know the title, dog, but it's so it's basically about like black folks and like what the same type of conversation we having right now. Mm-hmm. They have a bunch of I don't want to say experts, but people we familiar with like Amanda Seals.
Always got the same representatives.
It's a bunch of folks. But they talk about the Steve Harvey ain't on that joint. No, it's young people on this joint. But they talking about how about white privilege and all this other shit or whatever. But it's a series on Showtime. I definitely was encourage y'all to check that joint out. The first episode was last Friday. It comes out on every Fridays on I think at 8 p.m. But the first one was pretty good, so make sure y'all check it out. I'm the sponsor, not really though, but yeah. check it out. It was good. It's good.
And they think that's cool. So they're like, yo, what's up, my nigga? Oh shit, you a racist. You know they ain't really mean it racist. You know her sister ain't telling her, yo, what's up, my nigga, racist. She's saying, what's up, my nigga? You see what I'm saying? The craziest shit, I'm going to give you some breaking news, right? The craziest shit is Reverend Al Sharpton. This is some shit, and I shouldn't be telling you this. Reverend Al Sharpton made a whole campaign against the word nigga. I swear to my mother drops dead. The first time I ever met Reverend Al Sharpton was with Don King, and Don King said, Reverend Al, do you know Fat Joe? He said, how am I gonna not know the realest nigga in New York? The first thing he told me, history of mankind.
Good.
I believe that.
It's my nigga, Fat Joe.
I actually believe that.
I was like, mind boggled with the nigga shit.
This is Soldier Boy story.
You know what I'm saying? Here. So, it's fucked up. Started out racist. Somebody made it cool. Nobody could take the blame for that one because it's cool. Like, it's like, it's what it is. I'm sure I'm willing to defend her. I never met her in my life, and I'm sure she meant it as a term of endearment. Now, if you old school and you grew up when segregation and you grew up when they was, throwing water on people and Rosa Parks, then you take offense to that. But
let me check.
Have you ever had an African American person tell you they're uncomfortable with you using the word?
My man, I was on radio in Chicago, and the chick interviewed me live on radio, and she was like, if you're like Trino, I want to know why you use the word nigga. And I looked at her and I paused for a second, and I said,
and she was black herself?
She was black. And I said, maybe it's because I am that nigga. Oh my God. I don't give a fuck, man. Like, I don't think you understand.
Soldier boy, dog. I'm trying to tell you.
I mean, I got
These
a lot
stories,
of shit out there.
these stories are wild.
Yeah. One being Al Sharpton as a fucking.
Oh yeah, I already know he's probably sleazebag city.
How he's the illest nigga.
How I don't know Joe?
No, right. That's my
I can
damn
see
boy.
him saying that.
That's my nephew.
And that's when he was fat too.
Yeah,
Lord.
That's what they created the Pinky character after.
Pinky
from Next Friday. They was trying to mock Al Sharpton.
Not damn Phil, not the other Pinky.
No, never. Come on. I know it's overtime, but we ain't on that.
Put that clip up. Put that Showtime joint up.
Dang, I'm not that fast with it. All right, so y'all want to talk about Whoopi Goldberg? How she got fucking
canceled,
suspended for 2 weeks for saying something about
that was whack.
But why is it always this dynamic? It's like black and Jewish, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's when we dynamic.
Yeah, because that's when we got shut up.
They say something and then boom.
Like, but let me ask you: Did anybody find
and,
anything wrong with what she said?
Jackson and she said it wasn't a race thing. Is it a race thing? It's a religion
what
thing,
did
right?
she say?
Right, exactly. Say? That's what I'm saying.
So
did anybody? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. What did she say wrong?
She said the Holocaust wasn't a race thing.
Yeah, that's what she said.
As far as and she was talking on the aspect of the Jewish folks. It wasn't a race thing. As far as of course, Hitler didn't fuck with black people. You know what I'm saying? Whatever the fuck. But she was particularly speaking about the Jewish folks. It was not about a race at that point in time. She was saying that as white folks trying to kill other white folks based off religion.
Like some black humiliation on some like Jewish topics, like every single time. What is that? Nick Cannon, Deshaun Jackson. Like it's always something. Like Julian Edelman was like, okay, Deshaun Jackson, I got to teach you some things. Okay, my brother, teach me things about you know what I'm saying? Like
that's what I'll be looking at. Like
some shit like that. You know what I'm saying?
What you about to show me? What you about to show me that I ain't? But I'm about to look at me and not think of my own history and go, oh damn, let's say like, come on, bro. Like,
then gotta do something like sorcery because like her last name is Goldberg. That's a Jewish name.
I always thought she was married to a Jewish
Wasn't she married to a Jewish dude? Yeah,
that's what I always thought.
Yeah,
but like, what the?
And had a child. And had a child.
Yeah, like how is it offensive? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah,
I don't know.
It's like you say a wild thing, then you gotta apologize in front of everybody. You have to be, you know what I mean, ridiculed. You gotta bow down and be, you know what I mean, so gracious and like what the fuck? Like this shit is like some.
She back on the joint yet? Is it 2 weeks up?
Nah,
I don't know. But either way,
I want to know if she did come back. If I was her, I'd probably be like, fuck this job.
But when we talk about that whole black Jewish alignment and then Martin Luther King and, the Rothschild alignment and stuff like that, there's like something in the background that's always, you know what I'm saying? Like they got their hand
in something,
in the pocket, you know what I'm saying?
I feel like
there's something going on.
I feel like everybody, I feel like people was like saying, you know what? I feel like everybody feeling like Jesus.
Prince Hall Mason. Yeah.
Wow. Like Jesus.
Yeah. Meaning like
Prince Hall affiliated.
Feeling like Nip.
Was a Prince
like
Hall
all
Mason.
in for the brand. Like I'm just tired. Like Michael King. Like I can't do it no more. You feel me? So it's like, who gives a fuck if you suspend me for 2 weeks? I just feel like it's at this point in time right now, it's like, all right, y'all, we know what's going on, right? So either y'all gonna sit here and just come with us, or y'all about to sit here and try to do something, you know what I'm saying, for them. You know what I'm saying? And it's like people just like, you know what?
Yeah, but it's something with the public humiliation aspect of it. It's like they like they throw their bodies on the coal every time.
Yeah.
It's weird.
Yeah. And it's always like trying to make an example. Trying to make an example out of something.
But I seen
it's like them taking their lashes in front of everybody.
But I seen Kanye say something. Not Kanye. 19 Keys posted he posted a little something that Kanye said was a little snippet, and Kanye was like, y'all see me doing all this crazy shit, you know what I'm saying? And y'all looking at me like I'm dumb. And he was like, nah, in all actuality, I'm doing this dumb shit to show y'all that's a smoke screen. Ain't no walls there. You know what I'm saying? Like, who gives a fuck? Like, no, like, this is basically.
You say I'm dragging myself in the public eye to let you know you can, you know what I'm saying? You can do it yourself.
Just like Thug Life with Tupac. You know what I'm saying? It's his own genius, crazy way of showing people like no, break the walls down. Like, now is our time. Like,
and he's leaving them jewels too. Like, if something happened, that motherfucker peep, because that's what always happens. They're gonna look back like, oh my god, this nigga was telling us about blah blah blah.
I'm gonna let y'all know right now, Kanye did not kill himself.
Yeah, exactly, man. Shit. That's what
I seen Bob Saget, like, what was it, 2 weeks ago? They said it was like COVID. Now they're saying it was a head injury, like he busted his head on the hotel dresser.
I thought it was drugs or something at first.
They said suicide at first.
His head on a dresser.
They did say suicide at first.
Yeah, man, you know that shit was sketch. Because, you know, even when that shit was happening in the threes, I forgot the pair that he was with. But his shit was out of yeah. So, and then girl shared like the last text message between them.
I didn't see that.
Yeah.
Send me
that.
It was.
But do y'all generally think Joe Rogan is racist?
No, but I do feel like he was doing that shit for
I think
nobody buzz.
Nobody.
Somebody should have checked him.
I think Joe Rogan is a comedian too, so I think he thinks he can say. I put it like this: I think Joe Rogan, one of those white dudes, would be like, "I don't give a fuck, so what the fuck I want." Like, I feel like he's one of those. Guys. He's an MMA fighter, and he's a comedian, so he's used to saying wild shit just because he's a comedian.
Right? Come on, you know I don't say that. I would say that
most
to
of
you.
these niggas can't whip my ass. I'm sure he was thinking that. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I'm pretty sure that's what gave him the confidence to just be talking like that. You know, I mean, some people probably just don't give a fuck. You know, it's as simple as that.
I don't think
the same thing. I put it like this: like, we'll say some of us will still be saying Redskins, you know, even though that's deemed a racist term now. But
to who though?
Saying it, you know,
I've been saying
it. Exactly. They programmed it to be something that's so terrible.
It's like the same. Because I'd be like, man, fuck it. I'm still gonna say Redskins. That shit is ingrained in me, right? But it'd be. But
like, how many? You know how many high schools right now is in the country right now with the Redskin emblem?
I'm pretty sure it's a lot because there was some teams
on reservations, like they embody that. But maybe it's the same thing. How we embody, you know, the word. You know what I'm saying? We say nigga, my nigga, all the time, nigga. But you know what I mean? Maybe it's the same thing. But it's like,
what I mean, like, what that might be the. Go ahead, you got it. Go ahead.
Who are they to say? You know what I'm saying? This is offensive. I don't know, bro. This is a strange dynamic.
You want me to throw some monkeys in the wrench real quick, or however you say it? Throw some pot in the stew, or throw some ice in the kettle.
Yeah, hit them.
All right. So if the indigenous peoples look like you and I, then where the fuck Redskin come from? But it gotta be Redskin because that's a part of the whole thing. So
I mean, we already did. I mean, in our past, like 2 years ago episodes, we already the creator of the image, the name, and all that stuff is a Native American himself. His name is, I think, Randy Wetzel. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
He comes from a certain part.
Randy Watson.
Wetzel. Comes from a certain part of the country where there are dark-skinned Native Americans. So the stuff that you see, you know what I'm saying?
Propaganda.
Yeah.
Oh no, that even that. Like, look right there.
Yeah. This is a brown person.
And to me,
All
if
the
you
way
ask
brown.
me, like if you look at what they would call Hispanic, I mean not or Hispanic, they look more native, and then it looked like mixed babies. That's how it started off, and the more
Even worse, like even in that part of the country where the name originated is like the Midwest, they found artifacts where these people are speaking Hebrew. Like, how does that happen?
It's like the more they dig, the black and shit.
You really want to get there?
The further back you go, too.
Yeah. They speak in Hebrew.
Yeah.
How's that happen? Artifacts written in Hebrew.
African Americans ain't African.
The same as thousands and thousands and thousands of miles away.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
When they said it wasn't possible. Writings, not, a recording, writings.
Yeah.
So mad, so then you know why they go so hard, you know what I'm saying, to keep niggas dumb.
But that's all right. So like I said, like all this shit comes back to like the whole birthrights and naturalization and type shit. So all right, so if they're categorizing you as black, somebody that don't have, necro, a dead person, they categorizing you as nigga, somebody that's not human. That's pretty much in the court of law they saying you don't have no rights in this country. That's why there's so many people that's incarcerated right now that don't have no rights. You know what I'm saying? Why
is it the Dred Scott decision?
Why are we the most populated person in prisons, but we are still a minority? You know what I'm saying? That shit don't add up because it's in the law books right now that you're not
no rights.
Yeah, you have no rights. Legally,
that's what I'm saying. Wasn't that the Dred Scott decision? I think it was, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah. Or maybe that's the reason why they call us black, because that's not a real thing.
Exactly. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Even the shit I showed y'all when y'all was over here, and I said, there's no identification for people of this said land.
Yeah.
So it's almost,
it comes back to that shit, bro. I'm telling you.
So even like I said, so it's like even the fact that we call ourselves black is we're actually co-signing a social construct. Like it's not something where we're not
dead in the right of the law.
And exactly, and through doing that now we actually take ourselves out, we take our rights away. So it's like we're actually identifying with something that makes us less human. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
because it's not even because it's not real. It's not a real thing. It's not attached to any land. Like people like, I'm from Colombia, I'm from Switzerland, I'm from Japan, I'm from fucking whatever. Like black ain't attached to no land at all, bro.
Exactly. No. Yeah, exactly. So
as long as we keep calling ourselves black, then we really don't have a home. We
right.
Yeah.
Have
no sovereignty.
No sovereignty. It's like, they got a whole Chinatown. You got Little Italy. You know what I'm saying? You got Little Italy. You got, you know what I'm saying, a little Koreatown and all that stuff. But you know what I mean?
See, and I think even that, and I think the reason why they call white people and not black is, it's like kind of attaching us to the hip of them. It's like almost like we always going to see our existence in alignment with them. So if we call ourselves black, and that means we don't attach no land, we can only seek that through who? The whites, the opposite. See what I'm saying? So it's almost like you trying to find that balance through the white people. You trying to, we two opposite ends of the spectrum. So it's like you feel like you need them. It's like Batman needed Joker. You know what I'm saying? It's like we have no purpose without them. So even them calling themselves white, calling ourselves black, it like puts us in like a mental loop. You know what I'm saying? Where we're attached at the hip now. Exactly. And we'll never free ourselves because we always be calling ourselves black.
Because in all reality, if you look into our melanin, into our blackness, we are the real light So if they do call themselves
Mhm.
white,
The whole
which
play on the
refers
word.
to
Whole play on the word.
light, damn,
Yeah.
y'all got me over here in my head. I'm just
But look,
mindfuck.
that's that. But I'm
Oh,
telling
but
you,
you're
bro.
right though.
But
The
even
melanin,
when we be
the
talking all
melanin
that,
charges up.
even when we be talking about all the equality shit, why would you think in your subconscious mind you want equality? If you at one end of the spectrum, you feel unbalanced. So what do you want to do? You want to bring that black and white to the middle where the balance is. So I feel like it puts us in this place where we're always trying to find equality. We're always trying to find balance. And it's like we're always seeking for white. It's like it attaches us. You know what I'm saying? We're seeking salvation through white people.
That's
so
why I said
that creates a slave mind. Just
like
straight up off the fact that they white and we black. And we slaves.
Yeah.
Not even why I say like doing segregation, right? Black people was thriving, weren't they not?
Oh yeah, right. Yeah. You talking about like Black Wall Street and
was thriving. It wasn't
Yeah.
until when they said, nah, we got to get everybody together to spend the same dollar into the same stores and the same banks. You know what I'm saying? Because why they nah, we gotta mix it up. Hell.
Hey, but didn't Joe Rogan say some shit like if you shouldn't call yourself black if you were born in the world, some shit like that? Did he say that same exact shit?
That's why I think he's part of. Is he part of the Psyop?
What was his whole explanation? Like, what was? I forgot. What did he say? I heard him say something
that
like
one.
that. He said
Hold up, he
something
said
like,
what?
If you're a black, if you were born in America, then you shouldn't call yourself African American or some shit like that. I think that's what he was saying.
So what should be the nomenclature or whatever, the label, the misnomer, whatever?
American.
That's it.
I mean, put it like this. But I mean, put it like this because where in Africa can you actually say that's where I came from? Because Africa is a continent, has a whole bunch of countries. So where in Africa can you say that you came from?
That's what I'm saying.
And guess what? And a lot of those peoples within those same African countries don't speak the same language and don't fuck with each other. Within the same continent of Africa. So it's like
fine.
You know.
Fine. But I don't even subscribe to that. Remy, you know what I subscribe to. We was already motherfucking here anyway. So
exactly, yeah. So that's even more so.
I don't believe that shit.
Even more so.
Yeah. I see what you're saying.
Even more so.
So maybe Native American.
I just try to think about the ship conditions.
That's the thing. Once you
bringing motherfuckers over here.
Once you separate yourself from that means you have no legal rights here. It says it in all these documents.
Separate yourself from what?
If you saying you're a African American, you know what I mean, all that bullshit. Like in these documents of the United States Inc., you know what I'm saying? It says you are forgiving all your rights to that label. Shit. To that label.
That makes sense. That's why Moors on this land, they can walk freely. They don't need a license. They don't need nothing.
There you go. That's what. And I was
do whatever they
that's
can.
The shit I showed them. Exactly. You know, that national. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they those. Mm-hmm. No ID, no none of that. Yeah.
Look, civilitor mortis, meaning dead in the eyes of the law. The torpid Negro status thus establishes in a society that such subjects are disabled to bring any de jure action or he, she, it is extra. I don't know. All this stuff means, you know what I'm saying, you are dead in the eyes of the law.
That should like a mortis.
Like you said, Negro, black, necro, you're dead of the law, all that shit just all goes. That's like a spell.
Yeah, necrophilia. Yeah. Necrophilia.
This shit is all a spell. Like, so basically we're under a spell.
So that's what I, try to bring it back to full circle. If we calling everybody nigga, you know what I'm saying? You saying dead black man? Good. Is that what we doing?
Or bring it to that frequency.
Yeah. I mean, and I think that and you know, it's so crazy though, but people have been saying that, for a long ass time. You know what I'm saying? Like, even some of my grandparents' age, they be saying that, be saying nigga all the time. You know?
I know. Yeah.
So I mean, I'm not saying it like I don't agree with you. I'm just saying like when did it actually become like so just common in language? Just because it didn't start with us. That shit was going on before us.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I wonder where it just became so common and just natural conversation.
But the wild shit happens like 1 inch at a time. You know what I'm saying? You can't just like hit somebody with some like super traumatizing shit. You know what I'm saying? You got to hit them 1 inch at a time. Just with this COVID shit, it's like 1 inch at a time. I'm gonna take away your rights 1 inch at a time.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Little bit, you know what I'm saying?
Pushing us back.
1 inch at a time.
What's funny about that too? Like, it's crazy because it's like all the conspiracy theorists, right? Everything that they said.
That word, bro. Look up the history of conspiracy theorists. Who created that word?
Even that word right there is like literally was created.
Even the word race, when it was created, and who created it, I'd be like,
or human, hue, color,
and if you really want to know who's the real human,
color man.
Hello.
Yeah.
I was at
that's a great point right there.
But look, I was at this is crazy because I was at my job, right? Previous job, you know what I'm saying, old job. And I was chilling and a kid came up and was just like something about humans, right? Little white kid was like, "Oh, I'm the human" or something. And then this dude who I work with, he walked up and randomly just like dropped a fact like out of nowhere. And this is like a dude who's like outside backpacking, living in the woods, white guy. You know what I'm saying?
Them, huh?
Yeah. He just comes up and just says, well, technically, Vince is probably the most human out of everybody out here, because then he broke the whole shit down. And he's like, so we're really Niagathals. I looked at him.
Wow, dog.
And he stepped away. And he just said that and just walked away. And I looked at him and said, I ain't say that. I ain't say that. And I just kept it moving. I went and said, shit. Damn, I had a doubt.
I saw some shit that basically said there's really just two races, and everyone is just like everything else is just like variations of the two original races. It was a dark race and a light race, and they just all everything else is a variation.
But the Psyops is how they flip the meanings.
but not even just that. Even who we are today, right now, if you really think about that shit, we are nothing like let's say that original dark race. You know what I'm saying? Them niggas don't look like
you already know,
because we like
DNA wise, nah.
We like GMOs at this point.
Okay,
we didn't all got mixed in so many different movements all across the planet. You know what I'm saying? DNA just crossing, mixing in, with other people and all through time.
Regions, all types of
new races being created for real, like
I read in a book that
I was obsessed with
we're actually the fifth race, not by skin, but more so DNA and how built. And if you look at some of the past and you
look at our DNA sequences, they said like there's like if you look at the DNA, there's like a fucking bridge and that shit. It's like a sequence where it looked like somebody like literally like had a science experiment of our shit and tried to connect it to the fucking dot. And then it's still to this day, all people that believe in like Darwin and all that stuff, they say there's like a missing link. You know what I'm saying? Where they try to connect like ancient
Anunnaki, excuse me,
caveman shit to who we are now. So there's no like there's
Anunnaki.
No ape to bridge the man. You know what I'm saying? They looking for the missing
link.
Yeah, the transition.
Yeah. So you know the story of the Anunnaki, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's pretty much, you know what I'm saying?
I want an expert on Anunnaki on this show.
So hold up, what was you about to say about the missing link? What was you? I might have missed a little bit.
I'm just saying, like there's a missing link. So like, who's to say?
Well, I ain't even gonna get into that. That's a whole nother topic.
Yeah,
because
who's to say?
Well,
but I was obsessed with that shit at one point. Like the whole like human origin. Like, why are people so different? But like, we the same. And then like, especially off of my last mushroom trip, I was like, like all these like animals that be on the earth. It's like they was here, and then like we take so long to like develop, and their first like couple months on the earth, they hit the ground running.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
I
Hit the ground
exactly
running.
was about to go there. Yep.
But us, I mean, it takes time.
Yeah,
even though you just learn like simple shit, it takes time. Like you're not really a man until you hit like probably like 16 for real. Even after that, 16 to 18, 18 to 25, 25 to 35. Like that shit is like light years ahead. But like
animals don't be like ours either. So they kind of like
animal. The first a fucking gazelle or a giraffe or whatever. I guess that's like evolution. As soon as they give birth, they start walking and shit. You know what I'm saying?
They're trying to walk. Yeah.
What
Time
is
and space is an illusion. That's what that is.
I don't think this is our home for real. Even though this is our home, I don't think this is our home.
And that's, I mean, if you really think of any other animal in the animal kingdom, no animal takes that long to develop. Nothing.
Yeah,
they will all die because they couldn't survive in the wild, and you can't crawl like almost immediately. You know what I'm saying? And pretty much with the animals, the mom pretty much lay on the ones who can't crawl right away. The mom just lay on them for a little bit. You know what I'm saying? And then eventually they're gonna start running.
It ain't years. It's like days, weeks, maybe a couple months. It ain't shit, like us.
We'll take a couple months. I don't even think anything takes a couple months.
Right. Yeah.
And not even just that. Even in like water animals and shit, they be, I mean, obviously, but I'm just saying their instinct to their environment is like natural. You know what I'm saying? Animal in the wild might get eaten by a predator. Maybe I need to develop, you know what I'm saying, within the day. Maybe I need it. But humans, like where we almost like, do we come from a more or less stressful environment? You know what I'm saying? Maybe that's why we don't move in the instinctual way that animals do, almost. And because I actually seen some shit already, I don't know, but they was like saying like animals, they live in the wild. So it's like, that's why like a lot of animals' eyes be like, like this, because they're in constant survival mode. That's like kind of how they move. And it's like our eyes don't have that. You know what I'm saying? So it's like
dilated.
Yeah, because it's like constant every instant. That's why they move, so fast and so, so.
It's crazy how
sloth take to develop. My bad.
Sloth. So
how long do they
It's slow ass.
All right, go ahead.
Yeah, man.
I was on my sloth time. But nah, it's like all that shit. Y'all seen the movie Moana?
Yep.
Yeah.
I watched
that. That's a joint with the rock, right?
Yeah. You see how it taps in like at the beginning of the time, like the fish it develops to this, and all develops in the consciousness. And what I was gonna say was like y'all see, what y'all just said, but then think about how they say back in like long time ago how humans was able to live up to like hundreds and hundreds of years old. Do you think during that time was still like people, I don't know, like do you think people were more how do you say it, was coming out more advanced then or more, I don't know.
I think there's just, I don't know, maybe it was like a perfect type of person, a human.
Because I mean, and don't, when you look at like nutrition, but if you look at nutrition though, a lot of the stuff we eat and we put it even during slavery, because I read what is the I was reading a book and it was basically talking about I think it was the miseducation of the Negro, how I could be wrong, but it was talking about how every plantation had a doctor on it, right? And the doctor would basically keep track of what the slaves were eating because they knew that starch was what helped them be bulky and big, but at the same time, it was killing them at the same time. You know what I'm saying? So that's why on certain plantations, if you was getting too big, they'll ship you off and sell you to another one to see if they can get a buck because they know you was getting too big or you was developing diabetes or any of that. So I feel like a lot of the stuff that we eat and was bred up to eat, soul food and all that stuff that that was told was so good for us, but at the same time it's so good for us, how come Big Mama got to get her foot cut off? You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of that has a lot to do with the way we think, why we get depressed, why we're so easily to not focus on what is the right way. How, like you said earlier, Randall, with the Constitution, if we really focus and did it, but that's why it's not made for us because we can't. Not that we can't, but it's like we're not allowed to. You feel me?
No, I think we allowed to. I think people just be steering us in the wrong direction because obviously, like,
but yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
There's high profile lawyers that know how to get people out of certain situations. But then also, again, if you knew the codes and all that stuff, we would not be in this bullshit right now.
I mean, the codes are what?
The codes is like if we were the actual initial inhabitants of this land, we would have to fall under these bullshit guidelines of what they're trying to enforce right now.
Like right now, if at 14 I knew that I can get a business, start a business right now at that age and write it off in my name. So when I do have a business, I have business credit when I get this age, and then I can go into a bank and walk out with all of this money without using my name or my credit. That's some shit I like to know back then before getting in debt. You know what I'm saying? So I see what you're saying, Randall.
Yeah. Or even like your actual, birth rights. Like I've even seen some shit on what's that show like? Yellowstone. How some even like the Native Americans talk on that junk. And they saying like if you go about her business like that, like we would take the actual US government, corporation to court, and there would be no fight. It would just be her proclaiming her land and all that shit. XYZ. So if people was, I don't know, man,
because they already know the facts.
We don't know, and I think like a lot of this conspiracy shit like circles around this birthrights and naturalization type, deal. And I think I'm gonna start digging into it. But
these contracts, man, they get you one of these contracts.
Something I digged up Hawaii. They got this is Hawaii. I know this is the coat of arms in Hawaii.
Damn.
Black folks been everywhere, man.
We was there. Yeah, we was there.
Hawaii.
Yeah, Hawaii, black land.
See?
All right, so I mean, with all this information, right? Do you think that if the people knew, would they actually want to, I guess, change the way we move as a people? You know what I'm saying? Or do you think people are more comfortable with, the system?
They comfortable with the system.
Niggas more comfortable watching over their back for the ops and
it's all about the message. And then as soon as the messenger presents himself, he gonna get infiltrated.
So I mean,
yeah, that's true. Yeah.
So I mean, all right. So I mean, is it you being hopeless? Is that what that sound like? Are you saying like there's no chance that anything could be
No. I'm just saying we gotta pay attention to the signs. Like we know the history, right? We know every movement got infiltrated. You pay attention now, like even like the dumb shit. Whoopi Goldberg, she's saying all the right things, but saying, what I'm saying, they dragged her through the mud. Nick Cannon, he was saying all the right things and dragged him through the mud. Deshaun Jackson talked about how, Hitler saying black people in America are the jewels. dragging through the mud. But you know what I'm saying? We just gotta have the awareness and the I mean, just like the Matrix, the awareness,
you see the bullshit.
Yeah. So like if you know your history, but that's the thing, like if you I don't know, we just gotta educate ourselves.
But that's the thing. I think a lot of people think it's supposed to be like this big old collective, like, you know, something's just gonna happen and we all gonna get on the same page. I don't even think it's meant for that. I think it's meant for, you know, everybody as an individual to start to actually see that this shit is a matrix and work on yourself to be a better person, to just, you know, just put good positive energy out into the universe. You know, take care of your families, be the best you can be. And, you know, and that's the best you can do for the world, man. Because, you know, as much as we talk about this, we know the average person likes the, you know, the bullshit. They like the cycle. They like the emotional pull, the pulling on the heartstrings of the mainstream media bullshit every fucking day. Like, as much as people, you know, the niggas are addicted. People are addicted to the drama. They, you know, and they would rather live in that cycle rather than put the, you know, look within themselves, see what they can do to make the world a better place.
Oh,
You know
yeah.
what I'm saying? And I'm not saying that even on some grand, like, you know, standing on top of a building, look at me, I'm, you know, being not just even in just your everyday going, just how you treat people, you know, open the door for an old lady. I'm not, you know what I'm saying? Just little simple shit. Just put as much positive energy into the world. And you know what I'm saying? You doing a reverse to the negativity that's getting put out there. You actually, you know, at least chipping at that mountain, at least you know what I'm saying, to the most you can do. Because I mean, I really don't believe the average person out here really, you know, has the level of accountability to look at themselves and see what they, you know, what's it called? You know, give into the bullshit. Like, what do they add to the bullshit? A lot of people ain't really willing to look in the mirror and say, what do I, you know, add to the bullshit? Because then that's what gives you the opportunity to reverse it. You know what I'm saying? So I think that right there, I think at the minimum, if you ain't a nigga with like great ambitions, that, you know, trying to be like this super looking for followers and you trying to be a leader, at least at the minimum do that. And I think you're doing your job. I don't think that's not really nothing else, you know.
What do I do to add to the bullshit? Yeah.
To piggyback with off what you're saying, it's pretty much choices. People aren't the term you have to be able to live with your choices. I think people aren't able to live with their choices, and because they can't get past their choices, they try to fix themselves by any means necessary instead of focusing or just living with that choice. When I say live with that choice, meaning if it's bad or good, it's done. Now I have to move forward. You know what I'm saying? To gain more knowledge or to get more growth. But because people can't get past them choices, then that's when the judgment comes in. That's when the guilt, the depression, and then everybody's just stagnant. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I mean, and a lot of that is just due, you know, to not, you know, being accountable for yourself. At the end of the day, everybody looking.
Exactly.
I think one of the biggest thing that's going to cause stagnation for anything, anybody is pointing the finger, bro. That's like the worst thing you can do to yourself, pointing the finger. And I think, you know, if you look at, you know, we've been pointing the finger for a long time. You know what I'm saying? And bro, we've been, you know, still doing it, you know. So it's like at some point, you gotta look at yourself and say, what can I do to change the situation? Even the most simplest ways, you know.
The other day I was listening to Michael Jackson's I'm Looking at the Man in the Mirror. And it wasn't to that point, that song like said, damn, accountability. That's literally what he's talking about. You know what I'm saying? And if we can do that as a collective, mountains.
That's when you take the power back into your own hands, because now that's what puts you in control of your, you know, you control your destiny. Because you know that no matter what happens, it's my fault. It was on me. So now you're in control of your situation. But as long as you can say it was somebody else, then you got a handicap. Now you got a soft pillow to land on.
All right, let me finish going and go do what I was doing.
Every time you fuck up, every time you do some bullshit, you can always say it was their fault, and you can justify it. And through justifying it, you're gonna do it again, and then it was their fault, so I'm gonna do it again because it was their fault. I'm gonna do it again, and then you become stagnant. You in the same place, no growth, no. But like that, shit you were saying in the beginning, Boo Boy, is like you just say, all right, I fucked up, you know what I'm saying? Well, something bad happened, whatever, and then you just move on, you know, so easier said than done, but you know, definitely something you should strive for. Definitely for sure should strive for that, you know.
For sure.
I feel like because I think honestly the ego's first instinct is to try to blame something else. I think that's the first thing the ego tries to do. You know,
everybody need to do mushrooms.
Yeah, definitely do. I heard him talking about that Kundalini too, man. With the word, yeah, that your Kundalini rise when you do
I'm
the.
Laughing, I'm telling y'all.
Yeah, man, that shit just opens up your third eye, everything. It's too real for some.
I did hear that though. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, man, it does cleanse your chakras, all types of shit.
All right, so all right, let's move along. NYC Mayor Eric Adams urges social media to ban drill rap videos for promoting violence.
They're going after the drill.
Get him out of here.
Get him out of here. Is he right though?
Not him, but the drill rappers. Get him out of here.
Drill rappers. Did y'all hear that fucking Alicia Keys has a drill song?
I heard that. I heard like
probably terrible. That shit is terrible.
Exactly.
Man,
Get him out of here.
Crazy though, right? Because I'm listening to the Joe Budden podcast. He was playing that shit. They was slicing the shit out of that joint. I heard that shit. I thought I was about. They said, look, they were saying that shit was going to be the what's the Alicia Keys and Jay-Z joint that was like that super hit.
New York joint.
They said it was like the this generation version of that shit.
Terrible. Are y'all kidding me? That shit is the worst shit I ever heard in my life.
It probably is, but I ain't heard it. But I believe it. Saw a program.
I don't like the whole. Listen, man. I seen a Reddit story. It was a New York rapper who was killing these people, right? This man was an athlete, like top athlete, recruit, about to go, but something happened. He just became a rapper, and then he went to the streets. And
oh yeah, you talking about what's his name? G, the dude from Kentucky.
No.
Like Indiana,
Kentucky.
No, he played in Indiana.
You talking about the ESTG?
Yeah, him. Yeah.
No, not him. I like him. He go, but he was in he played. He was in the NFL. Nah, he's young. He didn't even make it to the league.
Okay.
But he could have. You know what I'm saying? But he got caught. He killed like 5 people. Like, huh? How you go from being the top athlete to killing people? You know what I'm saying? And that's the only thing I don't like. I love music. Crazy. I love music. You know what I'm saying? And I was taught this shit ain't real. What you listen to on the radio, this shit ain't real. So even if you hear, you good. But I can't say that to my son. Because if I say that to my son, I'm lying to him. Because this shit is real. Because these niggas, they thinking like, I don't care where you grew up from, where you from. It's happening right now. It's happening everywhere. You know what I'm saying? And I don't want her. I hate to say this because of music. Cause I'm want to tell you like I'm for the music. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, accountability. Like these youngest, I can't even say that because when there was Motown music, they still had drug dealers and people killing people. You know what I'm saying? However, at this rate and with social media, it's getting out to everyone.
Exactly.
So even if you're not in a situation where you are poverty, where your dad is not here, your mom's not here, you 13 and you take care of 8 kids, and you living in a big house and you got all of this, you still gonna feel, oh, let me go rob a bank. Like, and that's the only thing that's conflicting with me.
I know what you're saying. You basically saying like the people who are getting influenced to do stuff that they probably wouldn't do if those ideas wasn't being put in their head.
Oh yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Because if you lived in the hood, I don't give a damn what you ain't got no radio. 9 times you don't got a damn cell phone to listen to any of this shit.
You just being influenced by what's around you. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. You know what I'm saying?
But then
not excusing it, but
I know what you're saying. But then it's a lot of people who don't have anything to do with that. You know what I'm saying? But just because of the glorification and like the ideas that the music is putting in your mind,
Because it's all a play on your subconscious.
An idea ain't nothing but a seed, and that just keeps getting bigger and bigger and bigger. You know what I'm saying? So it's like when you listen to these songs, they plant seeds in your mind. You know, and some people, depending on what frequency they on, certain aspects gonna pull more out of you. You know what I'm saying? And there you go. So, but
I wouldn't like if I had $1 for every time I was listening to like some trap, just thumping it right, and then get out, and then my mind be like, oh, somebody over there, somebody shoot, like it's on your mind, and then I'll switch over to like some Afro beats and listen to that for 30 minutes, and then I won't have a damn thought about none of that.
That's some real shit.
Or if you was doing mushrooms, you wouldn't even. It'd be all love. I'm telling you,
it'd be euphoric.
Yeah, it'd be all love.
I say one thing. I seen this like young dude one time. He had to been like 24, 25. I think he was working for like FedEx or some shit, man. He had some gospel just blasting like from his van. I ain't never seen that though. Like, and he was like, you know, just like in his face, he just had a smile on his face. Looked like he was just having a great day working. You know what I'm saying? But he had that shit blasting. I ain't never. I'm just saying, I just never seen that shit before. I was like, yeah, he got to be like 23, 24. Like, damn. But I just thought that was crazy.
Saved.
Yeah, man.
It looked like he was in good spirits. But hey, so that's right. Good point.
And that's all that matters. Damn.
Y'all want to talk about Isaiah Rashad?
Actually, I didn't. Actually, I want to make another point about that drill music part and shit. So it's like, so you know, the mayor, I guess he trying to like, you know, put the in the. Actually, they even say he really trying to end the shit. He just trying to say that they can't publish the music if they saying people's names and like actual streets and shit like that.
Cowboy shit.
Yeah, they basically saying like y'all, you know, y'all bringing attention to places where people live. You know what I'm saying?
The shit we talked about on this podcast.
Definitely did.
Yeah. So
gang affiliation.
But the thing is that where I have the issue is that like, which is understandable, but it's like when you got these older rappers like Mano, and I think it was like Fat Joe and like some other people like basically trying to like, you know, work with the mayor, like to get him to not stop the music. And they basically trying to say like, you know, you taking away opportunities for young men to make money. And it's like, bro, it's like, yeah, some of these niggas is getting rich off this shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
but it's more
bro.
people who's dying off this shit rather than people who getting rich. You know, and it's like, it's not even just that. It's like even some of these people whose names you might hear that, you know, through the internet and shit like that. Like these wasn't rich niggas. These was dudes from around the way. You know what I'm saying? They just so happen to be, you know, from the same place as a rapper. So now we know their name because they just so happen. You know what I mean? So it's like, come on, man. So it's like I don't see what the point is, especially as older guys who, you know, seen this type of shit happen all the time, and now it's like, oh, now you know, if niggas that we behind, if they not getting money, we not gonna be getting money. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, you know, now our pockets gonna be affected. So now we're gonna fight to get them their music for them to continue to do that shit because it makes money for us.
Right.
It's not, you're not considering the people that it's affecting. So
they don't even make no drill music.
So that's I'm looking even more at them kind of sideways, even more than the actual drill rappers themselves. Because sometimes people just so, you know, they don't know what the hell they doing. But guys like Mano and Fat Joe and these older people, like they know better than that.
Yeah.
You know.
No, that's real.
That's real.
Yeah, so we be getting steered in the wrong direction.
And even though some of the industry saying, you know, rappers and, you know, certain people in public spaces that we trusting, you know what I'm saying? Because we love their music, we love their talent, and, you know, they working for themselves. They not really, you know, it ain't about them. They trying to keep paying their bills. They trying to maintain that they lifestyle. So, you know, how could you expect any less? They human just like us. Them niggas be trying to keep the job too sometimes.
Yeah, that's another. Go ahead.
No, you got it.
And I pretty much like that's the thing. All these people who we talk about, they get on camera, they say one thing, they can go
different shit.
Y'all seen Hunger Games? You know what I'm saying? Like
that's happening now.
It's like Who gonna be the sacrifice to stand right next to him and be like, yeah, I got you. Y'all get your asses in the room. You know what I'm saying? Who's gonna do that? You know what I'm saying? Who's gonna do that?
Get your asses.
I had it, I'm like a country city kid, so like I be saying like some city shit, but it be country coming out country as hell sometimes. Cause my mama, she was raised in DC but born in South Carolina, so she be saying stuff like, "What the
That's where I'm
shit?"
from.
South Carolina.
I think that's a
Charleston.
lot in this area.
Oh, Chirraw, South Carolina.
All right.
It's a lot in
What'd you
this
say?
area.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like that's a lot in this area.
What you mean?
Yeah, we Geechee out here.
It'd be,
Oh man, yeah.
it'd be like DC, DMV oriented, but still be, North Carolina, South Carolina type, or Virginia, South Virginia.
And if I tell, and this is why I'm falling in love with the growth and knowledge of everything that we talk about, because my great grandfather, he had land in South Carolina, bruh. He raised chickens, cottons. My mother picked cotton, bruh. My mother picked cotton before she came up here. I'm so serious, bro. And she came up here to DC and like learned a whole, like, she was behind. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
She was behind. So I think damn, these topics don't really tap. No, nigga, they do. Granted, my grandfather did have that land, but excuse me, my great grandmother, she was a Buchanan, and then they say she was native.
Bro,
She
that's
was
tough.
native,
Yep.
huh?
Yep.
She was.
Yeah, Lighthouse, you said that shit in before. I was like, why we know more of our native history than our African history?
And that's what I'm just saying. Like, bro, go ahead.
Because it was here.
Like, my bad. I don't mean to cut you out, but it's like we can talk and tell me, oh yeah, my great grandmother, she is native, and you see her and you know what she looked like. But then when they tell you and you go to school and they tell you this, you like, okay. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
And it's like that's why we live in two different Americas, bro. We live in two different worlds, because it's like you can go and you can hear everything and not see nothing, but you have to accept that. Then to go home and what's embedded into your morals, bro. Your morals, bro. Your DNA, bro. But you skip over that shit and you go drink a glass of cow milk. You know what I'm saying? Just because that's what was. It got calcium. It's gonna. You know what I'm saying? But really, it's eating up your bones, bro. It's eating it up.
Though. I've
You
been
know what
doing
I'm
stuff
saying?
on. Man, you right. I've been doing stuff on my family history, my family tree too. Just talking to like my eldest grandmother. She was telling me like after slavery, like my great grandfather. Y'all know where Owls Island is in Maryland?
Owls Island.
Ellis Island.
Owls Island.
Ellis Island.
No, Ellis is New York. That's New York, nigga.
Yeah, that's
no, it's called Owls or something.
What he talking about? Part y'all did
Probably
where supposedly Harriet Tubman was out there.
Yeah. They sell a whole bunch of slaves.
I know what you're talking about. I know what you're talking about.
I have family like derived from there. Like we supposedly had some land on that shit, like a little hut, everything. And I think it's supposedly still there. Some wild shit. I'm about to do some research.
Maryland,
somewhere in Maryland. Yeah, she was telling me all type of shit.
You from where?
But yeah.
Probably like Eastern Shore or some shit. Oh yeah.
Yeah, it had to be out of water.
Elliot's Island?
No, Isles. It's called Isles. Like IS.
It's like a casino there, ain't it?
I don't know.
I know they got.
They put a casino on your shit. Maybe some money.
No, I'll come back with more. But you're right. It's like it's crazy once you start figuring out the history, like where you come from and like the places you like derive from. That's just wild, and you can connect with it too. I'll be like, oh shit, that's why it's like blah blah blah, and like even your family, but it look all that shit is wild.
Isle of Wight.
I had a cousin doing. He was a Bradley. He was doing like the 1920s.
Mm-hmm.
He was a big troublemaker down here. Moved up to New York and became a bigger. Not New York, Boston. Became a even bigger troublemaker. Whole time he was a free slave. Moved up there to become a council member, and he was working with some people, and he was basically an activist. That's why they call him a troublemaker. Yeah. Then he ran for like governor or something. I'm gonna get some story next time. I'm gonna send it to y'all, man. Yeah, but that's like we are the history. We are the now. You know what I'm saying? We just really have to.
We gotta tap into that, man. Yeah. Time is now too. There's nothing but research and knowledge out there for that shit. Like,
not just economically, but everything.
Yeah, I like the origins.
Make sure y'all watch another joint to watch. Make sure y'all watch High on the Hog on Netflix. High on the Hog.
Hey, who paying you, cuz?
Right.
High on the Hog. I be watching all these black joints.
That's
High on the Hog. High on the Hog. Black folks. It's basically like about the story of black folks' cuisine in the Americas.
That's a good way of culture. Like, food. Like anytime I go to a city, I try to eat. I Google like what's their like known
local
food
cuisine.
Yep. I want to get that. I want to go to the strip club and I want to go to the museum and I get like all facets of that city.
Hey, that's all you need.
The strip club,
the strip club, and the museum in that
the
order.
Strip club, the food, the museum.
Yeah, and you maybe a boutique or two. They got something popping.
Yeah, facts.
Yeah. Something like that. Yeah, always make sure you eat good somewhere else. But now that they have chitlins on there, Corey.
No, there wasn't no chillings on there. But they did cook up the whole hog, dog. They did cook up the whole.
I know
hog.
That's on there. I know that's swine all on there.
The first episode they started in Africa, and I want to say I don't think it was Nigeria. It might have been Nigeria, but they went to some other areas in Africa, or whatever. And they was talking about how a lot of like rice. We think rice is from I don't know where the fuck we think rice is from. Asia, whatever. But it's from over there. That's where we was getting rice. We think okra from out this joint. We was getting okra from out that joint.
And motherland.
Fry that okra.
Yams. We don't really eat candy yams out this joint. We really eating sweet potatoes. You know what I'm saying?
That's not the same thing.
No, it's not the same thing. It's not the same thing.
Two completely different things.
Yeah, watch the joint.
But they do the same thing.
Yeah, but that motherfucker look a whole lot different, dog. When they went to the market, that's all them motherfuckers was eating out that joint was just yams. It was like every vendor had yams out that joint, and them joints like was big as shit.
You know that's what a carrot is? A carrot is actually a yam. It's a mix of a yam and a sour.
If you put like you can make a yam, you can make a sweet carrot taste like a yam a little bit.
Yeah, but that's where it's from. You know, carrot is a hybrid. It's a hybrid vegetable. It's not even a real joint.
Broccoli too.
Shit. Yeah. So I'm thinking I'm gonna be seeing good. My shit all fucked up.
Glaucoma.
Like shit, man, Bugs Bunny ass eat the shit. Nigga. I'm blind as shit over here, cuz.
That's what they told us, though. You carrots, you have good eyesight or whatever. That's what they told us.
But food is interesting because you can like backtrack history via food. That's interesting.
That's why I like that show. Watch that joint. High on the Hog, Netflix.
And the more processed to get, the more cancer is popping. I mean, did I say that?
Yeah. Don't talk about that. But yeah, we talk about everything you're not supposed to be talking about on Overtime, brought to you by Flight Room TV. This is me, Remy Please, along with Lighthouse, Corey Mo, Boo Boy, PNHD. Here each and every, I'm not even going to tell y'all Wednesday, Thursday, or Sunday. Y'all just got to pay attention, subscribe, and then y'all can, know what's going on. But yeah, it's me, Remy Please, with Corey Mo, Lighthouse, Boo Boy, PNHD, another episode of Overtime. We're gonna catch y'all on the flip. All right, y'all.
Holla.